Why, if I had only known.
All right. Good morning and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Central Texas, where we think more expansively, love more completely, and live more joyously. And thank you to Clark for a wonderful meditation. You got to that? Good. Let's start by saying our opening affirmation on the top of page 4 together to come together in consciousness. And it says, "We believe that there is an infinite power and wisdom that creates everything. We are expressions of the same power and wisdom. The thoughts, beliefs, and expectations we entertain with the most energy become our experience of life. When we change our energy and our attention, our experience changes to match." All right, we've got no birthdays on the list. Anybody birthdaying it this week?
My youngest sister, Doris, her birthday was yesterday.
Oh, well, happy birthday, Doris. All right. And today we're celebrating the birth of Jean-Paul Sartre, who took that the meaning of life question to multiple places. Lalo Schifrin, who you may not recognize the name, but you'll recognize. Dun, 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 dun. Doo-doo-doo. Yeah, he did that and some other things. Ray Davies of the Kinks, Tony Scott, who did some really cool pictures, Joey Kramer of the Aerosmith drummer, Larry Wachowski, who did the Matrix with his brother, Matrix series, Juliette Lewis, Chris Pratt, and Lana Del Rey, who I know who that is, but I could not tell you a single song that she does, but I'm not the target audience, so it works out just fine. The books are in for the book study. We're going to be doing this, The Creative Process in the Individual by Thomas Trower. The books are in the back. They're $9. And even if you can't do it, get the book because it's a lot easier to read than the Dore and Edinburgh Lectures series that he did because it's actually a book, not a lecture. So take a look at that. We won't start this Thursday, but we will start next Thursday after we get some platform things figured out and tested. All right. All that being said, and there is on not this coming Tuesday, but next Tuesday, like 10 days or 9 days from now, there's the mindful listening workshop that's going to be streamed. It'll be on Zoom, but you can also be here and watch it on Zoom. And it's by 4 religious science practitioners. Are they all out of Pittsburgh, Philly, or something?
3 are from Pittsburgh and 1 is from Nova Scotia.
Okay, well, the majority of them are from Pittsburgh. And then they are Philly, and you can, one of those P's in Pennsylvania. So, and you can check that out, and it's really some good material and good thoughtful way to be present with people and when you're listening to them and for them. I'd like to invite Clark to come up and do an opening reading and treatment.
Sure, that should be you. Be glad.
Today's reading is maybe a little unusual. I picked it from something I found on Buddhism that it sort of explains it in kind of a nutshell about its principles. And just to reach a better understanding about Buddhism, it's not about worship. It's about practice. And it's like yoga. It's not a religion, but it's a practice, and it's about awareness. And like yoga trains the body, Buddhism trains the mind. And it's about less ego, less suffering, more clarity, more compassion. And sometimes understanding your mind makes you better at everything you already believe in. So let's just know that we agree with many principles from many religions. We're not necessarily fully Christian, but we're spiritual. And we incorporate the guiding principles, that golden thread of truth from all religions. So knowing that, we embrace it. We embrace the principles of Buddhism as much as we embrace the principles of our own science of mind. Because it's all about expansion, it's all about growth, it's all about awareness, it's all about living our best and highest selves, about truth, about guidance, about abidance, about alignment in love and law, and open receptiveness to that presence that is all-knowing, all-powerful, and exists as each form, the multiplicity from the one. And we are that. We are. And we affirm that in our prayers, in our knowingness. And we deepen this understanding. And we meet here as a community, loving members, guests, new, established. We're all together. We're all one. We all are headed in the direction upward, onward, and assuming our role as aligned, as knowing that our thoughts are creative. Knowing that, we hold the highest light. We hold the highest truths. And we invite all to join in this ever-growing, expansive, open at the top, love, accepting what is given on our plates, what is offered before us, whether challenges or whether demonstrated intention, all of it, with gratitude. And we're grateful for those who join us today for the first time, those who walk through our doors, those who support this community and are its thriving energy. So I give thanks for this community, for its truths, for how it informs our lives, and how we are constantly becoming through the practices that highest vision of spirit living itself as us. I'm grateful for all that and its laws and this word that moves those laws and the action of spirit that precedes the word. So with that, I let go, release completely, knowing that speaking the word is law, and that the intention of this word is now demonstrated as effect to its cause in our experience. And with love and gratitude, let us say together, and so it is now. Thank you. And, I guess I'm going to do a song. We will have Tucker Livingston join us here in just a moment. Had my treatment gone a little bit longer, we would probably... Perfect. Yeah, Tucker, you're up. And I am proud to introduce our musical...
Yeah, I was looking for a small bottle of water.
Water we can do, Ricola. Just some water in case I start coughing again. Sorry.
Okay, no, that's great. We're glad to have Tucker Livingston with us today, everyone, so give him a big welcome.
This is a song about loss, but the acceptance of loss, which is, if you're unattached in this world, it's just the same as the acceptance of a gift. Thank you for this triple shot of whiskey. It's water, ladies and gentlemen. This song is on my first record. It's called All Things. All things must pass. I can hear the sand in the hourglass. I hate the facts that nothing lasts. All things must pass. Life moves on. I felt something back there. I cannot say what, but it was so right. So right. And all days must end. No matter how much they send you, they'll never come again. Speaking with an old friend will make you strong when you remember them. We always wanted change, so why can't we let go of a good thing? It's just a thing.
Just barely. All right, thank you, Tucker. We liked it was like a sitar sound that you mixed in.
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, try to put that in. On the record, there's tabla and everything.
Cool. Very cool. Very good. Good job. All right. My grandson Lincoln asked me to help him with the 9th letter of the alphabet, and I was like, I don't know. I'll take a wild guess at it, but I was right. Oh.
Oh, yeah.
He's here all week, whether you want him here or not. All right, this morning we're going to continue our second time series of the year, and why we're looking at this at time again is because it's such a big factor in the living of our life, and it's something that we pay attention to some degree all day, each and every day. We look at time all life long. We do. Is it time yet? Is there enough time? Did I miss the time? What time is it? I don't know. Anybody knows Morris Day and the time? Well, then you wouldn't know that it's time to get wild and loose. That was his answer to it. Now, maybe we're not going to get wild and loose as to the level that he was referencing, but life is a wild adventure, and it's as loose or as restrictive as we decide to make it. But we continually keep looking at time. Now, back in the day, I used to wear watches, right? I had to know what time it was, okay? And I was constantly flipping my wrist and looking at what time is it? What time is it? How much time did that take? Now, I had some clients in Atlanta that were brothers that owned a watch broker. And I thought, when they first told me what they did, I was like, really? That seems like kind of a unique boutique kind of business. Can you make any money at that? And then by doing their mortgages, I looked at their tax returns, and they made a lot of money at doing that. So they qualified quite easily. But just about the time that I got gifted probably what I consider the coolest watch I've ever had, cell phones showed up. And all of a sudden, something that I was going to be carrying around anyway had the time on it, and the watch became superfluous to me. Okay? Time was available on a different device. Now, I haven't worn a watch in decades, and I don't really even, I couldn't tell you where that watch, special watch is, but I know I run across it every time I move, right? But the point of the story is the title of my talk today, that life builds upon itself. Life builds upon itself, it does. And it means that all expressions of life, all expressions in life, build upon themselves. Robert Collier shares with us, success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. Small efforts repeated day in and day out. Do we all make some small efforts every day? And sometimes those small efforts, even when we're trying something new or trying to make a change, can seem insignificant in and of themselves, but it's the consistency of doing it over time that makes the difference. You change a little bit, and before long you're in a completely different trajectory. All right. Think of it as the waxing phase of the moon, right? Adding a little bit each day, until it completes the cycle. Now, like we talked about last week, there's really not a start to the cycle, a starting point. It's only the next phase of growth. And all growth uses the foundation of all previous growth. Yeah, the processes, the material, the location, the people involved may shift and change a little bit, but the basic premise of growth is the same no matter what. And it's not like the cell phone companies came along and said, we're going to put the watch business out of business, right? They were just doing their own thing. And the way it was, actually the way it had been for quite many decades or even centuries, became obsolete because of new possibilities and new progress and new options. Just as the horse and buggy made way for the internal combustion engine and the automobile. Some may say it was pushed aside. Just as now the electric motor is kind of pushing aside the internal combustion engine, right? So it's not really about one being better than another. It's more about efficiency and cost and universal application. You've all heard the quote by Lao Tzu, which one time I was saying Lao Tzu into my phone and it heard it as Loud Tzu. The dictation app needs a little help or a little culture. But he says the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. Yeah, one step. One step, and most importantly, this step, and then the next step, right? And there are tons of common sayings that relay the same idea. The straw that eventually broke the camel's back, right? It's not just the one thing, it's the lots and lots and lots of the same thing. Slow and steady wins the race. Rome wasn't built in a day. Now, I had a buddy in Atlanta that was named Deacon Lunchbox. He was a redneck poet, performer guy, and he said, Rome wasn't built in a day, but I wasn't on that job. So it's all right. So, you know. Now, life grows through natural processes and expresses through incremental change. And that progresses out further in a particular trajectory. Yeah, that pattern can be interrupted by new introductions into the environment, but that progress will find a way to continue. And remember that the next time you catch yourself saying, that's it, there's no more. This just can't be solved. There's no way forward. It can't be figured out. There's never not a way. It's just when we get to that point, it's an indication that our current paradigm and our current capacity and creativity needs some opening and some adjusting. Maybe even some input for some that are a little further along on ye old learning curve than we are. My wonderful teacher, Kennedy Schultz, taught me to anytime I heard myself say, gosh, I don't know, to reflectively start affirming, but something within me does know. I don't know, but something within me does know, because something within you does know. And over the years, I've added my own personal take on that, which is now I call that something forward to make the best way forward obvious to me. And it's not only true in this grand scheme of thing in life in general, it's true in our individual experience as well. All of our life, all of our experiences of life, all of our experiences in life, all of them are building upon the ones before. Yeah, I'll be honest, sometimes it seems like I have to go through the same thing over and over again before I get the message, but I eventually get there, right? Anybody else relate to that one? Yeah, we all do, right? So, but the beauty of this expression of life on this plane of action is that very same thing. All things, all experiences, all possibilities moving forward are built upon what happened before. Yeah, principle is not bound by precedent, meaning that we can change what's the way we've done something, the way we've approached something, the way we are doing something. But there's always something that came before in our application of that principle. What came before is either a great stepping stone for us to build upon, or it's useful data to process and navigate our way around and through similar obstacles. And the instances, the obstacles don't have to be in the same area of life. They can be vastly different, but we're using the same laws and the same principles and the same material and the same processes each and every time. And that's the beauty in the way that this life is set up for us. That's the beauty and the promise of life for us, and the beauty and the promise of life for everyone else. Yeah, there's times we have to adapt our perspective and our approach and our engagement a little bit each time to take into consideration the individual situation, but during the beginning and during the middle and during the end, the process is remarkably the same, all building upon previous things. And that is one of the many benefits I have found from aging, besides getting the choice to continue to age, as they say. Okay? We get to witness, we get to personally experience this process, working out the problem at hand, over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, as Chrissy Hines sang to us all those years ago. Okay? So when we reach a point of confusion about what's going on, which way should we go, what's next, when we get stymied by the issue at hand or the problem du jour that's presented to us, we may not see a clear path. But we have to remember there is a way. There is always a way. There's a way around, beyond, and through whatever is currently standing in our way. What we learn around here is not necessarily how or what to think, but we learn the benefits and multiple methods of how to think more creatively and differently about the situation. How to process and navigate the confrontation of our current desire for greater living and the current level of awareness and understanding that got us here. And that's where so many of these similar ideas come from that are floating around. What got us here won't get us there, right? Or I didn't go this far to only go this far. Okay, those are expressions of the realization that we live in an infinite universe. We do. Because of that, we recognize, and we may need to be reminded from time to time, that no matter what, no matter what, there is a way forward. But that way forward often comes at a cost that we may not be ready to pay. It costs letting go of the way it's always been done around here, right? It may incur the cost of relaxing our ego's stranglehold on being right and only wanting to repeat the known ways that have worked before. That's really just lizard brain, craving certainty. It may come at the cost of trying and being seen as failing or insufficient. Truth is, we're never really insufficient. We're only limited by our current level of awareness and understanding, our current belief structure, which all determines our current abilities and our energy. Mother Teresa shares, or Teresa, says, "I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone across the waters to create many ripples." What we do has impact. What we choose has impact, and that impact ripples out. You can say it's rippling out across the quantum field. You can say it's rippling out across the common subconscious, whatever. Okay? But there's a divine sequence from one expression to another. And that's what we talked about last month when we were talking about pattern recognition. Recognizing there are patterns in all of life, repetition of the way things work, sequences that seem to go on, and when we seek it, we find it. And life builds upon itself from one expression to another, and nature has learned how to adjust what needs to be adjusted for the current location or environment. And that's exactly what we're doing in our regular spiritual practice, right? There's that. Because in spiritual mind treatment, what we're doing is building one expression upon another, and we'll get into more of that next week when we continue the series. But nature adjusts, and so do we need to adjust. I don't know about you, but when I read a book, I read one page at a time. Okay? And if it's fiction or it's something, and I get impatient because I think it's moving too slow, it's not as fast as the movie, the 1.5 hour movie that it's based on, I may skip a chapter, to be honest with you. Okay? Or I think, I already know this stuff, I'm just going to, what else you got to say, right? And I get further along in the book, and then I get further along in the book only to discover I don't understand what's going on. I don't understand why things and people are the way they are. And the reason I don't understand is because I don't have all the relevant information I need that was provided in the previous pages and the previous sequencing to build up the story to explain why the things are the way they are and why the people are the way they are. I haven't experienced that. Vincent van Gogh shares, "Great things are not done by impulse, but by a series of small things brought together." Van Gogh, he was a painter, right? Think about what a painting is. A painting is hundreds, I don't know, maybe 1,000 brush strokes, all layered upon each other to create colors and shapes and an image that conveys an idea. There are thousands of examples of this going on all around us and all within us, of this process unfolding and this growth happening. And as with so much else in our life, we can choose how to look at the progress and success around us in one of two ways. We can look at it and see it as a limited way, as exclusionary, as in, well, gosh, everybody else has something I don't have. Or everyone else is lucky and I'm not lucky. Or everyone else has support that I don't have. Or we can see it as inspiration, as in, gosh, if that guy can do it, anybody can. I can certainly do it, right? If somebody else figured this out or figured out enough in this direction, close enough to this, then there must be a way to move this forward. And I now find it and apply it. There must be a way forward, and I now find it and apply it. That sounds familiar. Didn't we affirm that last week all together? Do you remember that? Okay. See, I don't just have you repeat things after me just for kicks and giggles, we'll say, for a Sunday morning. Okay. There's a method to my madness. There is. Yes, there is a way, and you can find it, and you can apply it. And I try to offer you something to help you move forward a little bit more on this phase of your growth. Your growth, your particular growth, wherever you happen to be at the current moment in relation to whatever yardstick you choose to use to measure your progress. Yeah, there is a way, and you can find it and you can apply it. And we need to be reminded of that often. Often. You may need to hear it last week, and you may need to hear it this week, and you may need to hear it next week. I don't know how many times you have to hear it before you get the message, right? We need to remind each other of that from time to time, especially with what's going on in our world now. You know, there's a way. We can find it, and we can apply it. And building and living and working from that paradigm doesn't magically change the way life works. It's just with an expansive paradigm, you've got a more expansive way to look and approach and engage life. But it does help keep our perspective open and actively moving forward to wherever we choose to go from here. Our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, shares, man has been given the power or right to impede or stop life's progress in himself. There is something within us that causes us to evolve, to progress eternally. No matter how much good we experience today, the infinite has more in store for us tomorrow. Hence why we keep reminding ourselves that it is infinite. All right. So, this week, when you find yourself gauging your progress from here to there, from this to that, from now to then, when you're assessing your resources, when you're analyzing your capabilities, when you're choosing what available talent you should employ in your pursuit of this current desire, because we're all going to be doing that to some degree in the living of our life, in our interpretation of this life we're all living. Whilst you're doing that analysis of your past and your present and imagining your future, I encourage you to remind yourself and lovingly, kindly, compassionately remind each other that we've all been through a lot to get here. We have. We've all individually and collectively figured out a whole lot of very contentious and prickly problems along the way to get here. And we've all employed a great deal of creative problem solving and critical thinking to successfully process and navigate our way here. True that? Yeah, it is, absolutely. Holmes goes on, he shares, the progress of the human race is a result of intelligence passing by successive degrees of incarnation through evolution into the human mind. And we might look out at the world today and the way we're treating each other and interacting and go, where's the intelligent evolution gone? Right? Just know it's still there. It's still happening. Maybe with everything speeding up, it seems to be going at a snail's pace, but it's happening. Okay? And this progression, this progress, hasn't always been pretty, hasn't always been pleasant, hasn't always been a piece of cake. It has all come at a cost of choosing to get here than many other things that were available. And it is that very progress we've made to get here, both individually and collectively, that we can rely upon to get us from here to wherever we choose to go next. Life will participate and cooperate with us in our growth and our movement forward. Life will support us and supply us with everything necessary for the complete fulfillment of this desire. Because life is for us. Life is for us. And we are expressions of life as we are. We don't have to work from the paradigm that life is something we have to go around and locate or something to overcome. We are life individualized right here, right now. And life finds a way to continue forward, finds the next idea, finds the next form to fill, and you are just that, just as I am that, just as everyone else before us and around us is that same expression of life. And with this knowing, with this realization, we can remind ourselves that we are truly drawing upon the infinite. We are drawing upon infinite resources, infinite creativity, infinite power, infinite possibility, and there are truly no cosmic limits to where we go and grow from here. And so it is now. All right, thank you very much. Now let's look at our weekly affirmation, which is on the top of page 6 in your programs, or it's also on the little card by the front door as you are leaving. Let's read this together. And it says, life builds from previous expressions into what is happening now. When I find an obstacle, I remind myself that I have navigated a lot to be here. All those previous experiences are good data to reference in my perception, engagement, and enjoyment of what is here now. All right. So let's give ourselves the gift of our good attention. Maybe take a deep breath or two, or close your eyes, or reposition your physical form, and allow yourself just to get a little more present in this moment. And just realize that you are supported and supplied with everything you need to be doing this activity right here, right now. And it's nothing special about this moment. You are supported and supplied with everything you need to be doing, whatever you need to be doing, anytime in your entire life. It is only our self-imposed limitations that restrict us from a fuller expression of the divine within us that is eternally calling itself forward, calling itself to our greater attention, calling to be more prevalent in our interactions and our attention. We realize that life, our whole life, is built moment by moment up to this moment, and will continue to do that as we move forward. All previous expressions have made this expression, this moment, possible. And we show up here because of the choices and the experiences chosen along the way that got us here with this level of awareness and understanding, with this level of consciousness, with this level of capability, and this open perspective to see greater good everywhere, in everyone, all the time. If we find something that limits this, if we identify an obstruction to this flow, we remind ourselves that we've been through a lot to get here. We've experienced a lot. We've learned a lot. Others around us have done the same. We can draw on collective wisdom, and we can share what's worked for us with those around us. Those previous experiences are great reference points for us to navigate and process the perception, engagement, and enjoyment of what is here right now before us. We love this wonderful time together this morning. We love the nice water that lubricates our throat. We love this wonderful teaching and all the ways it shows up in our lives and reminds us of the spiritual principles and spiritual tools we learn to direct those spiritual principles, that spiritual power that is flowing through all life and flowing through us, individualizing itself as us. We love this time together this morning, this group of like-minded individuals that love and support each other, all the ways we get to do that throughout the week. And we love this beautiful time this morning, this activity, this great space we get to experience it in, this community that we get to share and build upon. Loving it all, we release it with deep joy and gratitude, celebrating the changes that have begun because of the thoughts and ideas we've entertained here and what that does, how that has shifted our trajectory moving forward. Loving it all, we release it with deep joy and gratitude, and let it be so as we say together. And so it is now. Thank you. All right. Now we come to the part of our service where we support this wonderful work we're doing together. We take the value we receive from the world for the value we bring to the world. And we pass that along with love and appreciation. We are still working on the books, obviously, down at the bottom. You can see that they're not updated. What I thought was going to work didn't work, and so we're kind of going to have to just manually do it. I don't know. I thought the computers could talk to each other and make it happen magically. But we'll do it old school and have that for you soon. But let's say our giving affirmation on the middle of page 6 together as we go into this. And it says, Divine love consecrates my gifts. They go forth to heal, to bless, and to prosper. They are evidence of my commitment. They do their good and perfect work and return to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is now. All right? And now talk. Sorry. Tucker. I was rethinking my introduction.
Were you going to say Tucker Carlson?
I did that last time. I actually was.
Because I was on a radio show, and 2 times I was on the radio show at the end, he was like, after the entire show, he was like, ladies and gentlemen, that was Tucker Carlson.
Well,
And I was like, no.
Yeah, I introduced you as that last time. I think you were
Oh, did you?
at the La
God,
Quinta at
that's
the
too
time. Yeah, but anyway, no, I had a senior moment. But Tucker, are you playing anywhere that we can come see you around town? Or?
See, I think it's July 28th in Buda, and then August 19th and September 19th in Buda. Also, it's all going to be at the Cigar Vault, but it's at a courtyard outside with this pretty lights in the trees and the windows blowing. It's nice. I kind of toned down some of my things recently because I'm doing a fundraiser to make my second record, and I'm going to be going to the studio.
Okay.
So there's just, I have to be available for that.
Cool. All right. Thank you. Good. Please pray.
So yeah, go to tuckerlivingston.com. You can hear more about that. So, this song is called Elements of Youth, and it was written after I was teaching a kid to play guitar, and he was 5. And I was about 22 or 23 maybe, and maybe 22 actually, 21 or 22. And I went outside, and there was this full moon in the sky. And I was feeling pretty depressed at that time in my life. And when I went outside, this child looks up at it and he goes, "Is that a treasure map?" When he looked at the moon, and I looked at him and I said, "Of course it is." That's right. Everybody knows that. And that's the most beautiful thing about children, and it doesn't matter from what culture, place in the world, that innocence and that beauty is there. And so I wrote the song called Elements of Youth. And I'm going to send this out to Erica if she's listening. Dancing flame upon the wick, moves in the beat of a heart that's sick. And so quickly burning down, I could never blow the candle out to save what we had left. Nightingale has thunder on her wings. Moon billow out my window, whispering that the yellow moon is really a treasure map. Secret is you can't go back, and soon it'll be too late. let things change. Confusion reigns in the air like fishes in the desert still. We're swimming in the blue sea. I dreamed I understood the world. It's the smallest grains of sand that make the world. Yeah, it's always been a mystery where we've always wished to be. It's in the elements of you. It's in the elements of you. So this next song, I was wondering what to play next. I can't remember. Are we allowed to play covers? For some reason, the song popped in my head. See if I can remember this song. So my dad, thought about it because I was speaking about my father who played with Michael Murphy, and one of the songs he played with him was this great song called "The Alleys of Austin," which was on the Cosmic Cowboy Souvenir. And no one covers this, no one knows this. It was never on the radio, but I love the song. Well, out in the alleys of Austin, there's a song on the side of the wall. Grace in the bottles, in the preacher's combing his auburn hair. Well, out in the alleys of heaven, there's a funky feeling angel strumming chords, while the preachers, they all get stoned in their beauties. Jesus Christ rolls by in his Ford, and the clouds are like feathers of sparrows. 1,000 different colors of gray. It's the hustle of the paradise ballroom, and the glory of hanging out in space. It's the glory of hanging out in space. La, in the alleys of Austin and heaven, the song they're playing is the same. The jam session seems like the gutter. There's some muddy licks and sticks rolled down the drain. And the drain pipe, she rolls out to the river. And the burning Alice, she flows out to the sea. And the sea waters rise up to heaven. They rain down on the alleys of Austin. And you and Thank you, everybody. Yeah, it's a good one. That's Michael Murphy again. You gotta go check it out. It's on YouTube, I think. Go to TuckerLivingston.com. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
I gotta say, I like your, I don't know what to call them, the melodic transitions you do in between the sections of your song. I don't know how to, they're not just fills,
Like interludes?
well, it's like little things you use to transition to the next little thing. It's
Okay.
melodic things you do.
Passing
or
chords and stuff.
passing- Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good
Thank you.
day. Anyway, all right, and now we come to moments of gratitude for, one, good things in our life, or application of these principles that led to great demonstrations. I am grateful that by all forecasting, we're going to get out of June without 100 degrees. In Texas, Central Texas, that's rare summer occurrence, but I'm enjoying it. So there's that, and I'm grateful for my new electric motor, because it does the thing, and it makes me stop and recharge the battery instead of trying to just power through everything. So it's good. It's teaching me some pacing and stuff, which is good. But it's nice to have that there. And I'm grateful for everybody here and all that you do and the ways that make this possible for us and make it possible for others to come and visit and continue the teaching on. So, yay God for that. Anybody else?
I'm just grateful that we seem to be pulling together a social media team
Uh-huh.
at the Green Convention Center, and so I had to post that post about you guys here at CSL this
Mhm.
morning, and maybe get some visibility for what you're going to do.
Cool.
Presume you have Instagram somehow, so we might be able to connect. But anyway,
Yeah.
maybe that's good.
Yeah.
That could be good.
That is good. All right, yeah, yeah. Thank you. All right. All right. Yes, Clark?
Yeah, I'm grateful for this transition that into June that's been, you know, more tolerable, you know, than some years have been. And the rain has
Mhm.
just exploded everything, you know, and it creates a lot of work for me, but at the same time, our fig tree is just going gangbusters, you
It's
know.
figgin'.
Yeah, it's figgin', yeah, that's right. And,
It's figgin' awesome.
yeah, so I'm glad for the bounty, the life,
Yeah.
you know, the ease of it, you know, being out there with it,
Yeah.
all that was a great experience. So,
Cool.
yay.
All right, well, yay God for that. All right. Okay. All right, let's look at the opportunity for application in your life. It says, when you see the natural progression of one form experience ability to another, appreciate the rhythm and dance to the music. Next week we'll be continuing this series. The title will be How to Work with Life, and our musician will be Jimmy George coming. Do that. The book study, if you don't have the Trillard book, please get it, and we'll get that started. Not this, I think it will be the July 2nd, will be the Thursday night on Zoom. It won't be on Zoom, but it'll be on, that's what we're figuring out. Check that out. And let's say our closing affirmation. Wait, we got 2 minutes before we're done. Gotta find something to now. Say our closing affirmation on the middle of page 7. And it says, I am an expression of infinite, divine, creative intelligence. Knowing a joyful serenity awaits my recognition and acceptance, I take this moment to deepen my understanding that I am perfect, whole, complete, and dynamic. My soul is forever established in life, love, light, power, peace, beauty, and joy. I lift my eyes to the divine in me, in those around me, and in all of life. I walk out into the world with an uplifted heart and a mind open to the infinite creativity of all life. And so, all right, thank you very much, and we will see you next time. Mhm. Wow.
Where's Terry?
She's in Maine, yeah.